Let's see, what is today? Today is December the 22nd on a Tuesday, on a Tuesday at 7:01 a.m. Yeah, it's in the morning on December the 22nd, Tuesday. And I'd like to talk about, this is the first time I'm going to say her first name, because I don't personally believe that she, that her name is even important, because it's a disgrace to the United States of America. Hilary Clinton is. Hilary Clinton is a disgrace to the United States. Okay, and I'll tell you why. Because one, she hid her emails for a couple months. She tried to delete them. She tried to cover that stuff up, but then when she couldn't, she allowed the United States government to look at it, and she is definitely guilty of crimes. Okay, definitely guilty of crimes against the United States of America. Her husband Bill Clinton, was fully impeached by the Senate, and that should be in our Constitution. There, that's what. If your immediate family, your immediate family, if you were ever a president and impeached in your immediate family like that, that should be against the law. That should be in the Constitution. Not if you were born here. You have to be born here to be United States president. That shouldn't be in there. Why? The people should decide. And the only reason that's in there is because the British are coming. The British are coming. The British are coming. We didn't want a Britisher to run for president. That's the only reason why that's in there. And if a Britisher ran right now, I would vote for him way before I vote for Hilary Clinton. That's just bullshit there. That's bullshit. The only reason why you would vote for Hillary Clinton is because she's got a pussy. That's the only reason. Because she's got a vagina. That's the only reason you would vote for Hillary Clinton. There is no solid reason to vote for Hillary Clinton. She was the worst Secretary of State ever. So that proves she can't manage anything. That's the only reason why you do it. This is another goddamn sexist or racist. This is another racist election. Last time it was skin color. It's all skin color last time. All skin color. And this time it's all vagina. That's all it is. And that's why we owe $19 trillion in debt. Because of people like you who vote for Hillary Clinton. There's so many of you that are stupid and don't know what you're doing, like Donald Trump says. There's so many of you that are stupid and don't know what you're doing, that you're ruining the United States. You're ruining the United States. Okay, so that's the whole deal. You got to start wising up. If you're going to start going in there, right now you're just a bunch of monkeys that go in there and start pulling levers and pushing buttons, and call yourself a voter. Look what's happened ever since Bush, then Clinton, and he was impeached. Bill Clinton was fully impeached by the Senate. It's proven. It's in our history books. You can verify that by going online. Bill Clinton was impeached, fully impeached by the Senate. That's undeniable. He was impeached on 2 counts. Lying under oath, because they are liars. Clintons are liars, and Hillary is one of the biggest liars ever. But the Clintons are liars, and they're not to be trusted. They're cokeheads. They're cokeheads too. Hell, he had a coke ring going. He had 5 private planes that flew coke over the border. Well, first they got to fly over the border to get the coke, and then come back over the border and deliver to Bill Clinton or some of his aides. or some of his ring in the cocaine smuggling outfit that he ran from day one when he was in presidency. They're cokeheads. But anyway, besides that, they're liars. They're the biggest liars around. But if I was Donald Trump, I wouldn't personally, because this would be too easy. I would have, someone in Donald Trump's circle, not Donald Trump, because he's busy running for president. Yeah, vote for Donald Trump. He's the best man. He's the best person for. He's the best person for United States President 2016 and beyond. And I hope once he wins presidency, I hope we change that law of being only 2 terms in office. I'd like to see him run as long as the people like what he's doing. And that's another thing in the Constitution. You can only run two terms, or 10 years. 2 terms is 8 years, but if a president dies or something in office and vice president takes over, then if he can be 2 years that way, and then he can be elected twice. That's why that's 10 years, not 8. But right now, a president can only run 2 terms, 8 years, or 10 years, if something happens like that. But it's in our Constitution. It wasn't. It was amended to our Constitution. It wasn't originally in our Constitution. It was amended to it after, I think it was Franklin Delano Roosevelt. I think it was after he ran 4 terms. In his 4th term, he was only in there 1 year, and he died. So, and then the reason they did that is so that, not because of that, not because he ran 4 terms, but because they don't want a Republican or a Democrat, the same Republican or the same Democrat, in office for more than 10 years. That's the reason why it's in the Constitution. But like Ronald Reagan says, and he's correct, because Ronald Reagan was one of the best presidents ever, and what Ronald Reagan said was, why not let the people decide? He thought that was bullshit. Ronald Reagan did. Well, he's dead. Ronald Reagan's dead, but he voiced his opinion. He said, yeah, why not let the people, if we want them in there 50 years. Then if the people want them in there 50 years, then they should be, that's taking away our right. Our Constitution is taking away our right there, and Constitution is taking away our right to vote for whoever we want because of that stipulation that you have to be born here in the United States. So it's taking away that right, because we should be able to vote for Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was born in Austria, which was the greatest governor of California ever. Why not have Arnold Schwarzenegger in presidency, or at least vice president? Well, he can run vice president if the nominee elects him to be vice president. The only office he can't hold is presidency, though, which is bullshit. That's the first bullshit thing they put in the Constitution, and that was in the original 1776 Constitution when they wrote it. And they wrote it on weed paper, because weed paper doesn't yellow. So it's on weed paper. Our original Constitution is on weed paper. I don't believe in weed at all, at least not the THC part. Now, whenever you grow marijuana to have a high CBD content, then it's medical marijuana. But if it has even 1% of THC, it's street marijuana. And now it's up to 17, I think it's 17 to 20%. Or was it 27%? I forget. It's really high. You can grow marijuana to have a really high THC content. But why? It's foreign to the body. THC has nothing, has no benefit whatsoever to the body. THC doesn't, but the CBD in weed does. But anyway, I'm getting off the subject. What I want to say is have Donald Trump's aides or somebody in his circle take Hilary Clinton to court and put her in jail where she belongs, because she did commit the crimes. And all you gotta do is enforce this, and Hillary Clinton would be in prison for many, many years. I would say at least a decade. 10 years. I'd say at least. Because I think it's on borderline, or it is, treason. Pretty sure it is treason, what she did. And it's a very high. It's way past the felony. It's a very bad crime, treason. That's like the worst thing you can do to the United States is treason. And I think that's what it is. I think it's involving treason. Her emails, her trying to cover it up, her trying to delete it. Right there, she's proven she's not. There's something wrong. She's proven. If you went in there and tried to delete everything, well, to really delete a file, you have to do a lot to it. Not only save another file over, but other stuff. You got to do everything. It's hard to get rid of that. But what I'd do is I'd save a file over it like 2 or 3 times, and then delete it, and then hopefully that would erase it. But I don't know. I think it depends on the memory of your hard drive. But anyway, beside that, I'm gonna be off the point again. I think Donald Trump ought to have one of his aides or one of his people in his group take Hillary Clinton to court right now. So hopefully it's not out of the country statute or the state statute, because that's what Donald Trump says it is. By the time 2016 comes around, when he's president, he won't be able to do anything. He can review her case, but he probably won't be able to do anything because out of state statute and state statute rules, unless you change it. But right now, I take her to court right now and have her do 10 years because she's a criminal. She's a criminal. The only one even running today that is qualified to be president is Donald Trump. He proves it all the time. He proves it on a daily basis. He proves he deals with abroad deals outside the United States. He deals with outside the United States all the time. He has his own Lear jet. He can go anywhere he wants. I mean, he deals with. He's building a. In Ireland, he's building a golf course. Luxurious. Everything Donald Trump does is luxurious. It's luxurious. It's top of the line golden. His high rises, casinos, his 12 golf courses, his this and that. Man, I can't even believe how much this dude owns, man. He's worth $12 billion. Donald Trump is. He's worth $12 billion. So like 2 or 3 billion in cash. But in actual assets and stuff, he's worth over $12 billion. He owns his own Lear jet, and it's customized to the max. It's golden. He owns his own helicopter worth $35 million. He gives kids rides. He gives adults rides. So he owns a $35 million helicopter. He owns a Lear jet, whatever millions that is. He owns casinos. He owns 7 high-rises in New York City alone. He now owns the old post office within a block of the White House in Washington D.C. He owns that post office now, and he's going to make a high-rise out of it, a golden top of the line high-rise. And he's on schedule. He's ahead of schedule and low in budget, which he always does all his deals. He does it lower than anybody else can do, and he can do it faster than anybody else can do. Just like that wall, just like the wall he's going to build. And he's going to have Mexico pay for it, which is going to be easy. That's going to be chump change. Shit, Mexico's not even going to pay for that wall. They're going to pay a lot more than that. And so is Japan, China, and all the other countries, like we are. All we want is just to be near equal. Not even equal, just near equal. Right now, everybody can import with no tax. They can import. China can import, Japan can import, Mexico can import, all the other countries import free. no tax. That's changing, and that's one of the reasons why Ford is building a $2.5 billion Ford Motor Company in Mexico, so they can build the trucks, the cars, and all the parts in Mexico, and send them back to the United States for free. Right now, they're in the United States. They send it out. They're taxed on every part, every car, every truck. See, so the trade is imbalanced by a lot. Just by China alone, it's $8 billion to the red in trade. Just alone, $8 billion. It's almost $1 trillion. Now, can you understand why we're $19 trillion in debt? Because the United States is stupid. They don't know what they're doing. Our government, when I talk about the United States, I talk about the government. They're stupid and they don't know what they're doing. $8 billion in deficit on just China alone, in trade alone. And then you got Japan, which is pretty high too. Near that. Near $1 trillion. We're talking $1 trillion of loss a year, because we don't charge them anything coming in. And that's just bullshit in the first place. Anything. If we only charge 3 or 4%, that 19 trillion would be so low, it's not even funny. Just watch Donald Trump's videos. You'll understand how the United States runs, for one thing. And the second thing is explaining why the things are being run wrong, and how he's going to correct it. He's the only one that does. So that's why I always say that Donald Trump is the only one that's even qualified to run for the United States presidency. He's the only one. And he's kind of proven it. He's got the lowest budget for running for president. It's in a couple million, where Hilary Clinton and Bush and Hillary Clinton, Jeb Bush and Hillary Clinton, have spent 40, 50, $60 million in advertising and running for president. Trump's down to like $2 million right now, and he's number one by a lot. Last poll was like 40%, and the next person was like 16% out of all the candidates. And he's done that since day one. Not that high, but he's been in the lead since day one. And he's always in the lead in GOP. He's everybody else is the one that's looking at him, you know. He's the leader. That's what I got to say. And I want to end this by saying that Donald Trump should take one of his advisors or somebody in a circle that don't pertain to him, so don't interfere with him running for president, and take Hillary Clinton to court, have her go to jail for about 10 years, or not jail, prison, because we're talking treason here. We're talking treason against the United States, treason, and because of those illegal emails she did, and I guess other things. She's a criminal. Hillary Clinton is a criminal. And you guys are voting for her because she's got a vagina. That's fucking so ridiculous. That's even more ridiculous than voting for skin color. Obama. And what has Obama done for us? Obamacare? Well, every candidate running, including Hillary Clinton and Jeb Bush, are going to abolish Obamacare. That's out of there. As soon as 2016 presidency inaugurations, the next day, that's out of there. See, Obama's last day is January the 17th, 2017, and then they'll do an inauguration. I'm not sure what day that is. Like a week later, I think. Inauguration for the next president. But anyway, that's it. That's what I got to say. And I hope you like all my videos. And don't ever even think about voting for Hillary Clinton or Bush. Bush is a murderer, and that was proven in 9/11. The Bushes are murderers, and they can't handle money, because that's when our money problem really began, is when the first Bush took over. So we don't want a Bush in there, and we don't want a Clinton in there, because they're criminals, and they're cokeheads. That's all I got to say.